Hello everyone, my name is Novelia. I'm from Management International class with student number B1024201045. I'm in a good condition right now and I hope all of you in good condition too. So far I have attended 6 meetings held on the Zoom forum. I didn't attend the first meeting because I hadn't registered, so I started attending the HRM course at the second meeting. The second meeting started with discussion material with the definition of HRM as the topic. Next meeting, which is week 3, discuss about strategy and planning in human resources. Week 4, learning how differences are an issue in which work life. Week 5, job analysis and the workers. Week 6, HR planning and retention of human resources, and the last week before midterm, talk about requirement and the labor market. Sir Adi required us to make a video discussion of each chapter with a total of 6 chapters. Even during class we discussed it together. I don't remember correctly, but during the discussion of the 6th chapter, I only answered the question 2 times. And the question that I remember the most I answered was in chapter 5. The question is, explain how you assess the external workforce and how you assess the internal workforce. The answer is, how to assess the internal and external workforce is by knowing the workforce issue in the company, analyzing the job that will need to be done and the capabilities of people who are currently available in the organization to do is a part of how to assess the internal and external workforce. An example of an internal workforce is evaluating internal workforce strengths and weaknesses as an audit of the job being done in the organization, and evaluating employee and organizational capabilities inventory. For external workforce, the example is condition and influence external or outside the organization, like economic and governmental factor, competitive evaluation, and changing workforce consideration. I'm happy because in the discussion, Sir Adi didn't just justify the answer from each student. I think it's very appropriate because everyone's opinion is different, so it can be claimed which answer is right or wrong. Next, I'm gonna talk about topic of the 6th chapter. The internet has been used by people globally. Several special internet tools that can be used as part of requiring effort are blogs, e-videos, and Twitters. Blog and requiring both employers and individuals have used blogs as part of requiring to fill jobs. Firms such as Best Buy, Microsoft, Honeywell, and Manpower have used blogs on which individuals could read and provide content. For instance, describing job opening and requiring needs on the Best Buy blog has resulted in individuals responding to job areas such as finance, marketing, HR, and other specialties. Numerous other employers have used blogs to generate requiring results as well. The video and requiring with video capabilities are all types available. Employers are using videos in several ways. Some firms use video to describe their company characteristics, job opportunities, and requiring needs. Suppliers such as Monster underscore com, Career TV, and others have worked with employer clients to produce online requirement video. Major advantage is that a very large pool of applicants can be generated using internet recruiting. Individuals may view an employer more positively and obtain more useful information, which can result in more individual applications. In fact, a large number of candidates may see any given job listing, although exposure depends on which internet source are used. One side benefit of internet recruiting is that jobs literally are posted globally, so potential applicants in other geographic areas and countries can view job opening posts on the internet. It also improves the ability to target specific audience, including more diverse persons through the use of categories, information, and other variables. The positive thing associated with internet recruiting come with a number of disadvantages. Because of broader exposure, internet recruiting often creates additional work for HR staff members and other internally. External sources of recruitment refer to the sources that lie outside or exist external to the organization. External recruitment provides a wider collection of potential employees with the necessary skill set. It has proven to be a successful recruitment process when hiring for managerial and technical positions. The advantage is selecting from more candidates, adding fresh perspective, and changing diversity, finding a specialized candidate, encouraging referrals from current employees, staying competitive, and establishing authority. The disadvantage: increasing costs. External recruitment typically costs more than internal recruitment. Organizations may pay for a recruiting service, membership for job search site, and travel for long-distance candidates. Additional training effect on employee morale. When companies recruit externally, it may affect employee morale, especially if employees expect to progress at the company. The outside hire can feel like a missed opportunity. It's important to discuss to the organization the reason for external recruitment to help its employees concerned. Next, I'm gonna talk about sexual harassment. Sexual harassment is unwelcome sexual behavior that often safe, humiliating, or intimidating. It can be written, verbal, or physical, and can happen in person or online. Anybody can experience sexual harassment regardless of their gender. When it happens at work, school, or uni, sexual harassment may amount to a form of discrimination. Sexual harassment can happen in anywhere. It can happen in many different scenarios. Next, about human resource planning. What is human resource planning? Human resource planning is a systematic planning for sustainable processes related to human resources so that in the future they can achieve optimal use of the company's most valuable asset, namely the employees themselves. If I have opportunity to plan resources in my company, the first thing I will do is analyze the existing human resources, whether it's their performance or ability to solve problems, so that they can be given training, talent tests, and obstacles. Because of the fast-changing times, new skills are needed in the area of high technology. By overcoming these, employees can help the company more easily achieve its goals. Additionally, as part of the analysis, HR plan can include several approaches. Action may include shifting employees to other jobs in the organization, laying off employees or otherwise cutting back the number of employees, retraining present employees and/or increasing the number of employees in certain areas. Factors to consider include the current employees' knowledge, skill and abilities and the expected efficiencies resulting from retirements, promotion, transfer, and discharge. To do this, HR planning requires effort by HR professionals working with executives and managers. The HR best practice box illustrates how several firms have made HR planning important. If I have an employee with good or very good talent judging from the resulting performance, then I will give a bonus award and certificate to be given as a gift for the best person. A concept that has been useful in discussing individuals' relationship with their employee is that of a psychology contract. Psychological contract are unwritten expectations between each member of the organization and the manager regarding the nature of their working relationship. It includes informal arrangement, mutual belief, common grounds, and perception between the two parties. Conversely, psychological contracts can be violated not only in relation to personal mistreatment, but from a perspective that the organization has been abandoned an important principle or cause. For instance, when unethical or illegal behavior of upper management occurs, the psychological contract is violated. Thus, employees may feel anger, distrust, reduced loyalty and commitment, and increased willingness to leave. Also, social exchange relationship in organization can be affected by psychological contract breaches and violation. Human resource planning ensure the best fit between employees and jobs while avoiding manpower shortages or surplus. There are four key steps to the HRP process. They include analyzing present labor supply, forecasting labor demand, balancing projected labor demand with supply, and supporting organizational goals. Strategic HR planning predicts the future HR needs or the organization after analyzing the organization's current human resources, the external labor market, and the future HR environment that the organization will be operating in. So I already watched the 4 videos. The first video is about 3 requirement method. The second one is the requirement process, and the last is about sexual harassment in the workplace. For the first video is about 3 requirement method. Requirement method have been studied since the 1920. There is 3 most widely used requirement methods. There is the IQ test. The interesting thing about IQ is that it indicates 2 things when it comes to work. First, it predicts how quickly a candidate can learn a job. Then, unstructured employment, and the last is structured employment interview. Then, in the second video, is about the requirement process. There is some requirement process. First step is defining the role. You've made the decision that you need to take someone on that. The best option is to have someone directly employed in your business. You need to define the role before you rush off to find someone. Think carefully about what the role is ideal person is the best step to find someone that available to help you attracting applicant and selecting the right candidate, and then we can do interviews. And the last video is about sexual harassment in the workplace. Harassment can happen anywhere and anytime. Harassment knows no place, including at work. Harassment in the work environment often occurs. This is caused by irresponsible elements and commits indecent act without thinking about the impact. Many companies regulate regulation regarding harassment but do not rule out the possibility of harassment in the work environment because most victims are afraid to respond to act. What I can get from watching the video is I learned a lot about sexual harassment, and I know the process of requirement, and I understand the requirement method. I think that's all from me. Thank you for your attention.